Hello, I am a Kenyan. My father and my mom are from two different tribes. One is from Kalenjin, another is a Luo. So, when we were young, we never used to go to a rural place where, on my father's side, when we asked our mom why can she allow us to go, every other neighbor used to go to their rural place, but we have always grown in town. We never know where our grandparents live from both sides. So our mother used to say that you can never go to your father's side. Those people are witches. They are witches and they will bewitch you. Since we are young, we could not understand. So what we did, we followed what my mom told us, because between our mom and my dad, it seems my mom was the one who had the upper hand, because if you disobeyed, you could be beaten. So we used to grow with that time. We never knew our father's side or our mother's side. That's how we grew up. But it never makes sense, because you know nothing about witchcraft. We were Catholics, serious Catholics. We used to attend everything in church, catechism, all the teachings, but we never knew anything about witchcraft. So by the time I grew up, by the time I was born again in the year 2020, that's when everything started to make sense. God opened my visions, and I realized that what my mother was saying is true, because if you show me the witches in my father's side, up to now I know there are witches in my mother's side, but you don't know who is messing up with the family. One of the reasons why I knew there are witches in our family is because I knew there's something that was not making sense. In this family, my mother worked so hard. The two parents, they separated when we were joining college. So my mother was left in town. My father went to live in the rural place. So we were staying with our mom, and our dad stopped paying school fees. So my mom did everything and ensured that everyone in the family joined the university. We were 5 girls, so we all joined the university. But what made me question God was that it doesn't make sense. We are all graduates, but funny things happen in the family. One of us is a graduate, good job, but he's always stealing money from the back. Problem after problem. My mom is always called. There's a problem after problem. The other one was too generous. Anytime he gets money, he gives out carelessly. Okay, that is good, but the way she was doing it looks so carelessly. It gives out money and forget about himself. Not even a simple blow dry for her hair. And me, something what happened to me is that no matter how many times I applied for a job, I never got one. Despite the fact that I've been in class for 7 years, nobody employed me. But anytime I get a phone call for an interview, either my phone breaks down, I got missed calls, or I missed to check my email. Strange things happen. One of the jobs that really pained me so much was the job that I got interview, the foreign affairs ministry in Kenya. I was one of the candidates who were to be interviewed for the job. Out of 4,000 applicants, I was among the 15 chosen, and I was so lucky. But since after they did everything, I was picked to be one of the employees, Foreign Affairs of Kenya Ministry, okay, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But when I was about to start the job, the new PAs was employed, and they said that we are too many, we cannot take all of us. So it cut off the number to half. So I was among those who were cut off, and that's when I believe, Apana, this is the real devil. This cannot happen to me each and every day. So my question was, what is wrong? There's a pattern in this family that is not making sense. My mom struggled for all those years, but is still suffering. The children graduate, they have everything, but they still suffer. Nothing makes sense. I used to question God. God, what is it? Speak to me. But I didn't know God was already telling me the truth, giving me the answers, because I did not believe in vision or seeing demons or angels, because since I was raised in Catholics, I've never had something like that. But one day, when I was watching a YouTube channel, I meet a channel of Sidroth, and the other prophets who are Catherine Kuhlman, Children of Faith. Okay, they are Catherine Kuhlman was their spiritual mom. They were talking about God, everything about anything about the prophecies, about what God have done to them going to heaven, coming back. Since that day, I became curious, and I wish that God could open my eyes. I never knew anything about open eye vision or closed eye vision, but everything I desired from God, He gave it to me. That's why since that day, God gave me a dream. I used to dream there's a witch in the family. He's messing up with the family. I never understood. I got the same dream 5 times. I never understood. But one day when I started telling my sisters and my mom, there's a witch in this family who's messing up with us. That's when the dream disappeared. Where I was working as a cleaner. I know I told me that I was never employed. But my first job was a cleaner. But during that day, I used to see someone that I thought I knew it was an angel. It looks like my dad, and he was seated there holding his head like this, and was facing on the other side. In that school, children say they see ghosts, so I assumed that was the ghost from that school. I never understood, but the day I came to realize God was sending me a message, your dad is messing up with you. So, because of the visions and the dreams, I decided to call my dad, and I told him, there's a witch in the family who's messing up with us. The second day I called him and said, I know, Dad, you're the one who's messing up with us. Since that day, I could not see that vision again and that dream. It went by. But as time goes by, God kept revealing to me more and more about my family. More and more about the family. Since you don't know nothing about my grandfather, her children, the great-great-grandchildren, we know nothing about that. We just live a life of our own. But one day, when I was seated, the previous day God told me, Linda, I was surprised for me. I did not understand. But as I was seated, I heard the voice of God tell me, Linda, take a pen. I took the pen, and I thought it was 2 minutes of writing as usual. But I wrote for more than 12 hours. There was download after download after download through my head, and I was writing them down. God gave me the energy to keep on writing. But after reading that, it was a story about my family, how witchcraft all started. It started with my grandfather, who recruited all of his sons to that cult, of which my dad was the only one who refused to join. But afterwards, he came and joined it. That's how I knew about my family. But when I asked my mom about everything, he agreed, this is it, this is what happened. He even told me that my father had 6 brothers. How my grandfather has many wives. I knew nothing about it, but through God and through asking my mom, it was a confirmation. So this is what my dad did. Every time he called us, I used to hate it when he calls me, because every time he calls me, say, Linda, do you have a job? Linda, can you send me a CV? Linda, can you do this and that? So I was so annoyed, because every time he asked me, I knew the same question. He wanted to know if I'm employed. Instead of him helping me, it's like he's trying to mess up with my mind. I didn't want that thing to mess up with my mind. I know God was working, but the way he was asking, it used to torment me. That's one of the reasons that I avoided my dad. But as when time went by, I knew that he was the one, because when you tell him you have no job, he rejoices, because whatever he did to block me from getting a job, it worked. Whatever he did to mess up with my sister, the sister who was having a good job, a bank manager, he used to drink a lot of alcohol, stealing people money at the bank. But the moment she was fired, I know that was my dad, because the dad used to call, as your sister left the job, okay, such kind of thing. He was calling to confirm it, if whatever he did is working. We were attacked because we did not how to, all we knew was to pray, our Father who art in heaven. We did not know how to pray using scriptures and fighting spiritual warfare. I did not know that. But slowly, God taught me step by step. Every morning wakes me up, tell me, Linda, pray like this, Linda, do this, Linda, do this. And since that day I've been doing, and God has been fighting our battles. Up to now, we are still fighting. We're still fighting, and we are waiting on God, because we didn't wrong anybody. All we did was to love our father. All we did was to be obedient. My father was a good man. He did everything. But after Form 4, that was in the year 1999, that's when he remarried another woman who was the third wife, who I think he was the one who made her to join that cult, which messed up with all her properties, everything that she had. My dad, after that, he sold all of her properties, never paid our school fees. He used everything to destroy our family. Now my dad is at home. It's at in rural area. He never talks to me. He assumed that I accused her of witchcraft. But okay, it was not my fault. Every day I wake up, I could hear God telling me, Linda told those people to stop, and I'm going to destroy them. Linda told these people I'm going to destroy them. That was the word that I could hear. But since he told me, don't go and tell them directly. You send them the verses from the Bible, which entails those people worship their idols, and this and this will happen to you. This is what I did. But my father, due to that, he never called me. He said that I'm accusing him. But I was a baby Christian. I did not know what to do. I could follow everything by the letter. I think, and even if God gives you something like that, you should have used wisdom, not to just go and speak anyhow. But I know God understands. I was a baby Christian. I did not know. Anytime I could hear a witch is somewhere, since I know I have God, the Almighty God behind me, I used to go direct and tell them, you know you're a witch. God is going to destroy you. Stop it. But it's true. Every time I go, I tell them those people to stop any kind of witchcraft. I've been attacked several at night. I've had several attacks in the night. That's why I know my God is fighting for me, because he told me, Linda, you know what? Do not worry or do not be afraid. I'll send Angel Michael to fight for you. So keep on believing in God. Witchcraft is real. Life is spiritual. There are demons that are fighting you. If you see you are doing something and nothing is working, you know there's a demon behind it. If you have any addiction that you find it hard to bring it out, you know there's a demon behind it. You have to surrender to God, humble to him, and let him lead you to how to overcome that kind of thing. Keep on trusting, keep on praying, and goodbye.